Untold RAF pilot stories of the Battle of Britain, how they saved a nation. The roar of engines filled the sky, an endless sea of gray clouds painted with the fury of war. Below, a nation held its breath. Britain stood on the brink, its very soul trembling under the shadow of invasion. The Battle of Britain was not just a clash of machines and men. It was a fight for the spirit of a nation, a desperate stand against the darkness looming across the channel. Yet hidden beneath the headlines in history books are the untold stories of the RAF pilots. Young men who face death every day with a fierce, unbreakable will. It began in the summer of 1940, a time when Europe had already fallen under the relentless advance of Nazi Germany. France had capitulated, and the British Isles faced an imminent threat. Adolf Hitler's plan was clear: achieve air superiority and pave the way for Operation Sea Lion, the invasion of Britain. The Luftwaffe, Germany's air force, unleashed a terrifying wave of bombers and fighters, confident in their numerical and technological superiority. But Britain had something else. It had courage carved from the very soul of its people. And it had the Royal Air Force pilots, ordinary men whose extraordinary bravery turned the tide. Imagine being a young pilot, barely out of your teens, thrust into this crucible. Many came from humble beginnings, others from privileged lives, yet all shared the same fear of dying in the sky, alone, far from home. Yet they also carried hope. Hope that their efforts could save their country, their families, their very way of life. Take the story of Flight Lieutenant Johnny Smith, a farm boy from Yorkshire. Before the war, Johnny had never flown in anything more complicated than a glider at a local fair. When war broke out, he joined the RAF, determined to serve. His first taste of combat was terrifying. Engines screaming, tracer bullets slicing the air, friends falling beside him in flames. But Johnny's grit was unyielding. He flew sortie after sortie, the adrenaline mingling with exhaustion, each mission a leap into the unknown. Then there was squadron leader Art Benson, a former school teacher from London. Art had a quiet, thoughtful demeanor, but when he took to the skies, a fierce protector emerged. His squadron became known for their strategic daring, often turning the tables on the Luftwaffe with audacious tactics born of desperation and ingenuity. Not all stories belong to the pilots alone. Below the flight decks were the radar operators at chain home stations, whose early warnings gave the RAF precious minutes to scramble fighters. Radar was new and mysterious technology then. Operators like young Elsie Turner had to learn quickly, reading blips on screens that decided who lived and who died that day. On the ground, mechanics and ground crew worked tirelessly. Men like Corporal George Taylor toiled in the hangars, repairing battered Spitfires and Hurricanes, often through the night, knowing that every aircraft repaired meant another chance for survival in the sky. And above the cities, civilians endured the blitz, nights lit by the fires of bombed homes, the wail of air raid sirens, and the thundering footsteps of children rushing to shelters. Mary Evans, a London nurse, tended to the wounded with a heart full of fear and hope, embodying the resilience that kept the nation standing. The battle unfolded in phases, each more intense than the last. The Luftwaffe's initial focus was on destroying airfields and radar stations, hoping to cripple Britain's defenses. The RAF responded with fierce dogfights over the English Channel and southern England. The sky became a chaotic dance of Spitfires and Messerschmitts, smoke trails painting desperate paths across the horizon. One of the most harrowing moments was the attack on RAF Biggin Hill, a key fighter station. Pilots like Johnny Smith scrambled under heavy bombardment, their planes riddled with shrapnel. Yet they fought back fiercely. It was a battle of wills as much as weapons, each side pushing their limits. The turning point came when the Luftwaffe shifted to bombing London itself, the Blitz. The German strategy backfired. Instead of breaking the British spirit, the bombing galvanized it. The RAF, given some respite from constant attacks on airfields, regained strength. New pilots arrived, and the skies grew crowded with defenders. Among the new arrivals was Pilot Officer James "Jimmy" Clark, barely 19. Jimmy's first flight was a baptism by fire. He described the chaos as surreal, the sky filled with exploding bombs, tracers darting past, comrades spiraling down in flames. But amidst the terror, Jimmy found a fierce pride in defending his homeland. His youthful voice belied a hardened spirit forged in the heat of battle. The challenges were enormous. The RAF was outnumbered and outgunned. Spitfires and Hurricanes, though remarkable aircraft, were pushed to their limits. Pilots face.
History connects us all. What's your view on this event topic? Comment your thoughts below. Please like, share and subscribe for more interesting facts.